Hey everybody, how's it going? All right, back from the vacation and got things kind of squared away. Spent about a week and a half trying to get all caught up with things, and so now it's time for the usual road trip summary. And I don't know, some of you seem to like these, some of you don't. That's okay, you don't have to watch, but I enjoy doing them. Brings back the memories of the trip, and I really enjoy doing it. So anyway, we'll start with the truck data. The engine ran. We didn't idle much while we were there, other than when we were stuck in traffic on Highway 395. 52 hours and 26 minutes that the motor ran from the time we left Bakersfield to the time we got back. 2,626 miles, and the truck averaged 20.8 miles per gallon, which is about what it is, right at little. I think it was 21.2 on the last one, but I was going really fast in some places, faster than I probably faster than I've ever even driven the truck before getting across Nevada. It was just so desolate and so boring. I wanted to get across it. But so that's it for the truck. The weather, we really didn't encounter any bad weather. It was sunny, it was warm, warmer than usual in some places and about average in others. But we did hit a lot of wind, particularly going through Nevada and Utah. It wasn't too awful bad in Oregon, but even coming down I-5 below, below Sacramento, Redding, in that area, it started getting windy again on I-5 and didn't stop till about 100 miles north of Bakersfield. But that's okay. I don't mind the wind if I'm in the car. The most fun place we went to was Train Mountain. I think so, and so did Jennifer. I love that place. I don't know when the next time we'll go to Southern Oregon is. We'd like to go back up there and visit our friends in Medford again, and we'll run over there then, because it's really a cool place. If you're in Southern Oregon, I highly recommend going there, and it's worth the drive, worth the extra miles. It's free to get in, but don't be a cheapskate. They take donations. Don't forget to leave them a few bucks in the little locomotive box outside the office. The most awesome place we went, in my opinion, was Bryce Canyon. I'd never been there, and it was just really spectacular. Zion was really cool too, but Bryce was more spectacular, more colorful. You could see more of it, and it was really cool. I recommend going to Zion and Bryce. I've seen them both, and neither are really very big. Got through both of them easily in one day, since they're really not that big, and we saw pretty much everything we wanted to see. I did anyway, and Jennifer and I talked about it. Probably won't go back. The only reason I would go back is if we were visiting someone and they hadn't been there, but I can't see any reason that we will go back. There are so many other places we want to see. The most disappointing part of the trip was not getting to see Lassen Peak National Park in its entirety, because the road was closed. As any of you saw the video, they closed the road 10 miles in, and that's all we got to see. The drive from the entrance to Lassen Park is through the pine trees all the way up to where we were, so you didn't get to see anything really until you got to where we were, where you actually had a view of the peak, and it was beautiful. It was a really nice area, but it's all we got to see. So I was kind of disappointed in that, but not because of the area, but just because of the road conditions, which is probably the most disappointing part of the trip. Actually, was the drive from Bridgeport up to Lassen, and then from Lassen to Klamath Falls. All the road construction and the accident, it was put us 3.5 hours behind schedule getting into Bridgeport, which was okay. It didn't really matter, but it was annoying. Also, something that was disappointing to me was that the depot at Caliente, Nevada was it's hey, yay for them fixing it up, doing whatever they're doing to it, revitalizing it. Look, they're doing a lot of work, but I really wanted to see it, and saw it with the drone, but it wasn't the same. And the extraterrestrial highway, I don't know what I expected. I knew that they had the big place there where you first get on it, and by, I think it's called Ash Meadows or something like that, where you get on the extraterrestrial highway, and you can go there. Gift shop. We stopped and took a picture down below and left, but there's nothing out there. Nothing. That's one of the places between Caliente, Nevada, and Hawthorne, Nevada, are the places where I literally had the cruise control for many miles on 90 miles an hour, because there's just nobody out there, and the roads are straight as a string. But it's all open range, so if you're going out there, watch out for that. There are a lot of cattle. We didn't encounter any on the road, but we did encounter some deer on the road. One of them I didn't slam on my brakes, but I did need to slow down and let all of them get across. So if you're traveling out there and you're bored like I was and you want to get across it, make sure you're paying close attention to what's going on out on the sides of the roads, so you can see any animals that may be hanging out or moving towards the road. But yeah, oh God, that drive from California to Hawthorne was just mind-numbingly boring. The best roads? Nevada, no contest. Nevada always has the best roads. I'm sure that there are people who live in Nevada in some remote places, or I don't know, maybe around Vegas or Reno, where the roads get a little more beat up, that would disagree with that assessment. But every time I drive in Nevada, the roads are always in good shape. And even though we were driving almost exclusively on two-way roads out through the desert this last time, they were in great shape. They were in great shape. They're signed well, which is something that Utah doesn't do. Utah has the worst road signing and the worst road markings I've ever seen anywhere. They have places where they should have double yellow lines where they don't. Going up over hills, going around blind curves. It's like, what? And most people just don't pay attention enough to that. If they want to pass somebody, they'll just, oh, there's a double yellow line I can't see. Or there's a broken yellow line on my side. I can't see around this curve up there, but it must be okay, or they wouldn't have put this here. Utah can be a dangerous place to drive. Other than that, we really didn't encounter any terrible roads anywhere. Utah's roads were all in good shape, and California's, we didn't drive all that much in California this time, other than straight down I-5, which they've done a lot of work to since the last time I came down I-5, which was quite a few years ago, probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago since I've been on it. They've done a lot of work because it was in really bad shape last time I drove on it. I usually comment on the worst traffic. Really didn't encounter that much traffic on this trip. I thought it would be a lot more crowded than it was the whole trip, because it was the middle of June, kids are all out of school, peak tourist season from people coming from other countries. And other than in Zion and in Medford, Oregon, really didn't encounter that much traffic at all. It just really wasn't that bad. Medford, I was kind of surprised. I'd never driven around Medford much at all the couple of other times I've been there, but that's a bigger town than I thought it was, and it gets congested, but not bad. I couldn't complain too much about it. Worst drivers? Sorry, Oregon. Man, you guys. Arizona still has worse drivers, I think, in my opinion, but you guys, wow, you do all kinds of crazy stuff up there. California, I always say, gets a bad rap with drivers, and I think that's just because we have so many cars down here. They're just, hey, man, there's 30 million people here, so I don't know how many cars there are registered in California, but for having that many cars, California's actually, their drivers actually kind of know what they're doing. Not all the time, but I don't have many complaints about California drivers. The cheapest gas I saw was in Utah, about $1.50 a gallon, cheaper than it was when we left California. Gas was about $4.40 a gallon. At AM/PM and Fast Trip, I don't buy Chevron gas. I'm not going to pay those prices to have them put Techron in their gas, which I'm told by people who work at refineries isn't good for your engine. The most expensive gas I saw was in California, but California's prices really aren't that bad right now compared to what it was a couple of years ago. The last time I went on vacation with my buddy Kenny, it was absolutely horrible. Last year, Jennifer and I went. It was still pretty bad, but yeah, as I've always said, gas tends to be about $1 cheaper everywhere else per gallon than it is in California. Some states are a lot less than that, but those states don't have much else to offer other than cheap gas. Lodging, the the least expensive place we stayed was at the Ramada by Wyndham in Cedar City for $73 a night. It was a nice room. It was clean. It was comfortable. The bed was really comfortable. It was quiet, and had no complaints. The most expensive was the Redwood Motel in Bridgeport, California, at $122 a night. But it was it was a small room, but it had all the modern amenities. It was in a smaller, older hotel, but still had a key for the door rather than a card. But yeah, it was a really nice little place. I thought 122 was a little steep for that, but it had all the stuff: refrigerator, microwave, all the USB ports everywhere, AC, plenty of AC, had all the stuff you need, a hair dryer for Jennifer, coffee maker for me. But yeah, and we didn't stay in any bad places. We spent 3 nights in Medford at the Quality Inn and Suites there in North Medford, and it was really nice. It was in a nice area. It wasn't very expensive. I think tax and everything for all 3 nights was $300, so not bad. Food, the best food, in my opinion, that we had was at Starvin' Marvin in Klamath Falls. That was one of the best breakfasts I've ever had at a restaurant in my entire life. It was really, really good and way more than I could eat. Jennifer got a club sandwich, and I don't eat club sandwiches, but it looked good. It was gigantic, just like my breakfast was, and she munched on that for a whole day. The worst, Black Bear in Barstow, the first morning of the trip. I've never been a fan of Black Bear. I know a lot of people in West, in this part of in Nevada, Northern California, they think Black Bears are great. I've never liked Black Bear that much, but we were hungry, we were on the road, and I wish we had taken a little more time to find someplace better to eat. And it's expensive. We ate the last evening of the road trip before we got into Bakersfield at Harris Ranch, which is, 120, 130 miles north of Bakersfield. And a 5-star place, really, really, really good cuts of meat. And it was good, but it was $115 before the tip. It better be good, but even still, I had my first baked potato was cold. My second one wasn't much warmer. It tasted all right, but hey, for $115, I expect a little more than that. Jennifer, I don't eat vegetables. Jennifer had the veggies. She said they were all right, but yeah, our steaks were awesome. I guess that about ties it up. If there's anything else you want to know about any of the places we visited, or any of the things that we may or may not have encountered, let me know in the comments below. All right, keep shooting me the ideas. Drop in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motopoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we will see you later.